Hey everybody, welcome to my next singing video and stories video here on YouTube. Boy, it's been a little while since I've done one of these, about 9 days, so I sure am excited to get back into it today. Today I got a song here by Buck Owens called Foolin' Around. That's pretty much what I do every time I make one of these videos. Fool around. But this song, Foolin' Around, was released in 1961, co-written by Harlan Howard and Buck Owens. This is my third Buck Owens song on my YouTube playlist, My Karaoke Songs, but it's my first one in quite a while, and it's my 267th video on there overall. I probably first heard this song either on Hee Haw, a TV show which Buck Owens was a co-host of, country music, sort of corny variety show back in the 70s mostly when it was on, 70s and 80s, a little bit of the 90s. Or it might have been on Nashville radio station AM 650 WSM, which I used to listen to every night before I went to sleep. Foolin' Around, a little bit about the story of this song, or the lyrics of it. It tells the story of a man whose wife has been unfaithful to him almost from the time they got married, but the woman is still special to him. It seems that the man has a history of being with women who cheated on him. But the man will wait patiently for his wife to get over her wandering ways. We are left with the question, unanswered though, will she find another to leave her husband permanently? Which we never find the answer to in the song. A little bit about the co-writers of this song. Co-writer Harlan Howard, of whose songs I've made a few videos of already on YouTube. He was born Harlan Perry Howard on September the 8th, 1927 in Detroit, Michigan. He is best known as a country music songwriter, but he was also a performer who was inducted into the Nashville Songwriters Hall of Fame in 1973 and into the Songwriters Hall of Fame for all genres of music in 1997. He was at one time married to country music singer Jan Howard in the 1960s. His fourth wife was songwriter Sharon Rucker. They were divorced in 1988. And he had a songwriting associate named Gene Price. Buck Owens is, Harlan, that was Buck Owens had a songwriting associate named Gene Price. Yeah. Not Harlan Howard, no. But Harlan Howard has written or co-written 149 songs that have been released by more than one artist, including Foolin' Around, from You Took Her Off My Hands, originally by Wynn Stewart on January 30th, 1956, to Melancholy Blue, originally by Rebecca Lynn Howard, no relation, on May 2nd, 2000. 6 of those songs were originally by Buck Owens. His most widely released song is I Fall to Pieces, originally by Patsy Cline with the Jordanaires on November the 16th, 1960. Foolin' Around is 9th on that list of the most covered songs of Harlan Howard. Co-writer Buck Owens, has written or co-written 148 songs, so almost as many as Howard, that have been released by more than one artist, including Foolin' Around, from Down on the Corner of Love, originally by Buck Owens himself in August 1955, to Put a Quarter in the Jukebox, originally by Buck Owens also, on August 3rd, 1988. 124 of those songs were originally by Buck Owens. His most widely released song is Cryin' Time, originally by himself, Buck Owens, on December the 1st, 1964. And Foolin' Around is 6th on that list of his most widely released songs. Buck Owens made the original recording of Foolin' Around on December the 3rd, 1960 at Capitol Studio in Hollywood, produced by Ken Nelson. Personnel on the recording included Owens himself on guitar and members of Owens' band, the Buckaroos, who included Don Rich on guitar and fiddle, Pee Wee Adams on drums, Bobby Austin on bass, George French on piano, Ralph Mooney on pedal steel guitar, Jim Pierce on piano, Jelly Sanders on fiddle, Wayne Stone on drums, and Alan Williams on bass. These are the musicians who appeared on the album on which Foolin' Around first appeared. Foolin' Around was originally released by Buck Owens on January 2nd, 1961 on the Capitol Records label as the B-side to High as the Mountains, written by Buck Owens. Unusually, High as the Mountains was thought to become the hit side, but Foolin' Around ended up charting much higher. High as the Mountains only reached number 27 for the week of March 27, 1961, its only week in the top 40. Foolin' Around entered the U.S. Billboard Hot Country Singles Top 40 on January 30th, 1961, becoming Owens' 6th career top 40 country hit. High as the Mountains was his 7th. Foolin' Around charted for 26 weeks. That's half a year, folks. A long time. And peaked at number 2 for 8 weeks. It was held out of the number 1 spot by Marty Robbins' recording of Don't Worry, and Johnny Horton's recording of North to Alaska. Foolin' Around also reached number 13 on the U.S. Billboard Bubbling Under Hot 100, which is effectively number 113 on the chart. Foolin' Around was included as track 1 on side 1 of Owens' third album, Buck Owens Sings Harlan Howard, released on August 28, 1961 on Capitol Records. Foolin' Around was the second and last single released from that album. 37 cover versions of Foolin' Around have been released to date. One of those is an instrumental. 2 are in Finnish, written by Salvo Putila. 1 in German, written by Gisela Zimber. Another in German, co-written by Karl Ulrich Blecher and Zimber. 1 in Swedish, written by Albert Sandström. Another in Swedish, written by Bo Goran Svensson. A third in Swedish, written by Ulf Georgsson. And a fourth in Swedish, written by Thoger Olsson. 28 of the cover versions are in English. And the first 10 of those are by American pop and jazz singer from Oklahoma, Kay Starr, with orchestra conducted by American composer and arranger Jimmy Haskell in March 1961 on her Capitol Records single, so the same label as Buck Owens, by American rockabilly and country music singer and guitarist Warren Smith in July 1961 on his Liberty album, The First Country Collection of Warren Smith, by American country singer and songwriter Patsy Cline with American vocal group The Jordanaires in November 1961 on their Decca album, Showcase, by American country singer and songwriter Connie Hall in 1962 on her self-titled Decca album, by American swamp pop vocal duo Dale and Grace in September 1963 on their Michelle single, I'm Leaving It Up to You. This record was also released on the Montel label, probably around the same time. By American studio session musician Jack White of Hit Records Studio Artists in 1963 on his Country and Western Hits single, with Faded Love by Kathy Taylor on the other side. Then by American country music singer and guitarist George Hamilton IV in January 1966 on his RCA Victor album Coast Country, subtitled A Salute to West Coast Country Music. Then by the original artist Buck Owens and his Buckaroos in 1966 on their Capitol Records album Carnegie Hall Concert, in a medley with Under Your Spell Again, Above and Beyond, Excuse Me, I Think I've Got a Heartache, Hello Trouble, and Truck Driving Man. By American country singer Connie Smith in February 1967 on her RCA Camden album Connie in the Country. And by American country musician, singer, and songwriter born in Littlefield, Texas, Waylon Jennings in March 1967 on his RCA Victor album Waylon Sings Ol' Harlan. There are 27 more cover versions of Foolin' Around. Now a little bit about Buck Owens himself. Buck Owens was born Alvis Edgar Owens Jr. on August the 12th, 1929 in Sherman, Texas. Young Alvis Jr. became Buck in an interesting way. Buck was a donkey on the Owens farm. When Alvis Jr. was 3 or 4 years old, he walked into the house and announced that his name also was Buck. That was fine with the family, and the boy's name became Buck from then on. Owens was active as a performer for more than 60 years, from 1945 to 2006. He performed in the country and Bakersfield sound genres. Corky Jones was a name that he used early in his career when he was trying to record a few rock and roll tunes, when he didn't want to ruin his country career by associating his real name with rock and roll. So he used the name Corky Jones. He was the leader of his backing band, the Buckaroos, who recorded several albums of instrumentals on their own. He was also the co-host with country singer and multi-instrumentalist Roy Clark of the TV show Hee Haw from its inception in 1969 until 1986. And Buck Owens was also a member of the Hee Haw Gospel Quartet on that show, where he performed gospel songs with Grandpa Jones and Kenny Price, the Round Mound of Sound, and also Roy Clark himself, the co-host of the show. Owens was famous for playing a red, white, and blue guitar on the Hee Haw, and he is mentioned or alluded to in a couple of songs. CCR, Creedence Clearwater Revival, their song Looking Out My Back Door, has the line in it, Dinosaur Victrola listening to Buck Owens. And the Statler Brothers, How to Be a Country Star. That one alludes to Buck Owens, where it has a line in it that says, Get a red, white, and blue guitar. He recorded for the La Brea, Warner Brothers, and Sundazed labels, in addition to Capitol. Buck Owens was married 4 times, 3 ending in divorce and 1 in annulment. He married country singer Bonnie Campbell in 1948 and had 2 sons with her, Alan Edgar Buddy Owens, a country singer himself, who used the stage name Buddy Allen and appeared on Hee Haw several times with his father, and Michael Lynn Owens. They separated in 1951, and he divorced Bonnie in 1953. He married his second wife, Phyllis Buford, in 1956. They had 1 son, Johnny Dale Owens. In 1977, he wed Buckaroo's fiddle player, Jana J. Greif. Within a few days, he filed for annulment and then changed his mind. The couple continued the on and off marriage for a year before divorcing. And finally, in 1979, he married Jennifer Smith. They later divorced. Owens made millions as the owner of several radio stations in California. He opened his own music hall, which he also constructed, called Buck Owens Crystal Palace in 1996 in Bakersfield, California. He had performed there just hours before suffering a heart attack in his sleep at his ranch near Bakersfield and dying on March 25, 2006. He was 76 years old. He was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame in 1996 and the Nashville Songwriters Hall of Fame the same year. The highway through his birthplace, Sherman, Texas, is named the Buck Owens Freeway in his honor. 352 solo records and 158 records with other artists, which includes the Buckaroos, were released on Buck Owens between 1956 and 2013. Sometimes those Buck Owens and the Buckaroos records are regarded as solo records by Buck Owens, but it divides it off into those categories on the 45 Cat site that I use, so that's what I'm going with. Owens' discography includes 39 studio albums, 9 live albums, 16 compilation albums, 97 singles, and 12 B-sides. 21 of his singles reached number 1 in the United States. And I have a couple of CDs here that are of Buck Owens called The Very Best of Buck Owens. Sounds like a real Mirror Machine name there. Very Best of Buck Owens Volume 1 and Volume 2. And on one of these, Volume 2, it has Foolin' Around in here as track number 2, which is the song I'm going to sing today. And it is another song off the list of songs that I made on SingSnap a long time ago, back around 2020, which I'm getting through a little bit more today. So now I'm going to sing Foolin' Around. There's a Carafun version of this song, so that will be good for a little Carafun karaoke. Here we go now. Alrighty. Let's see. Alright, Foolin' Around, as made famous by Buck Owens, co-written by Harlan Howard and Buck Owens. Here we go. I know that you've been fooling around on me right from the start, so I'll take back my ring and I'll take back my heart. And when you're tired of fooling around with 2 or 3, come on home and fool around with me. I wasn't fooling around the day I said I do, but many nights I've wished that I'd been fooling too. I know it's foolish taking all this misery, but when it's you, a fool I'll always be. I know that you've been fooling around on me right from the start, so I'll take back my ring and I'll take back my heart. And when you're tired of fooling around with 2 or 3, come on home and fool around with me. All right, Buckaroos, take it away now. So honey, fool around, you'll know right where I'm at. Don't worry if I'm lonesome, 'cause I'm used to that. And when you're tired of fooling around with 2 or 3, then come on home and fool around with me. I know that you've been fooling around on me right from the start, so I'll take back my ring and I'll take back my heart. And when you're tired of fooling around with 2 or 3, come on home and fool around with me. Woo! Hey, there it is. Foolin' Around by Buck Owens from 1961. Woo! That was a lot of fun to sing. Hope y'all enjoyed that song. Sure was a lot of fun to try that one. Had some pretty loud background singing in that one too. A little bit of competition there, but we got through it all right. Well, that's going to be it for today, but I'll be back on Saturday with another song. This song is going to be a song by John Conley, another great singer from back in the 70s and 80s, country music. And this song is called Rose-Colored Glasses, not to be confused with the Blue Rodeo song called Rose-Colored Glasses. This is John Conley's Rose-Colored Glasses, so join me then if you remember that song and enjoy it. We'll try to take a run at it on Saturday. Well, see you then. Bye now.